With so many rooftop tents on the market, we decided to jump in and try one for our trip up Cape York. We wanted something with a small form factor, a hard top, and to keep the weight down as much as possible so we didn't push our Prado's overall roof loading. Enter the 23 Zero Panther 1600 rooftop tent. Let's take a look at setup and pack down. But feel free to move if you want to get to different angles. The volume. And come in closer if you want to get. Okay, stop it there. Are you filming?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so to pack down the tent, all you've got to do is release this crossbar, snap it off the front area, rotate the little pole down and pull it out. Now you can leave a sleeping bag in here, and what you'll see here is that I've rolled up the sleeping bag, so you've got about 30 centimeters right at this end of the tent where you can leave stuff in here. So what I do is I pack it in. I bring the two 23-0 shoe bags or whatever you want to call them, put them over it for a bit of or to reduce the friction a little bit, and then I'll leave it kind of just sitting there like that, so that when the top comes over, it folds over and keeps that sleeping bag right there in that little spot. The crossbar I actually just slide up underneath, so it kind of sits almost underneath the sleeping bag itself, ready to go. Now the next step is to pull in the little crossbars from each side window. So quite simple, you just undo the insect screens, reach out, grab hold of one of the bars, bring it back into the tent, and that's all you need to do on each side. What I normally do is I just leave these open a bit, so that this enables, as you fold down the tent, to release a bit of the air, and it makes pack down a lot easier. So I've just found it so much easier that you do this from inside the tent. It'd be quite difficult to actually do it from outside. So as you can see, that doesn't take long at all. Same thing on this side, just leave those little flaps down a little bit, and that's all you need to do on the inside of the tent. Okay, so the last thing before getting out of the actual tent is just to release these two front bars. And then pack away your pegs inside the tent in the bag that's provided. I also leave the front flap open as well to aid in that air dispersal as you close it down. And the other thing I found a lot easier is to actually release this little ladder cover now, so that you don't have to lean right across the whole tent once you get it up. Now the other little flaps you've got to remember are these little ones here that tension the side of the tent. So you've got to do that one and also that one. This one actually aids in any mosquitoes or other bugs getting up inside the two joins, and then you do the same on the other side. Okay, so now the tent itself is basically ready to fold up. So what I've found the easiest is you actually just lift the ladder, tilt it back like that, and then let it fold in there. On this quick release, just push that up there like that, get your ladder up to the top, and then slide that in there. Now I don't use step ladders or anything like that, but what I do is just climb up on the side of the car to pack everything away in its final position. So as the wind was blowing a bit then, it's actually pulled a bit of the tent in a bit, so it probably isn't going to matter too much, but I'll just push the rest of this up. The other thing is that you can't see is there's a strap that holds the ladder together, but I'll just connect that up here, and that just stops the ladder from extending inside the box and maybe rubbing on something. Now the bottom of this flap has a little Velcro strip which you just stick on to the receiver there, and now the tent itself is basically ready to pack up. So this you're going to need later on to pull down the top flap, but effectively all you've got to do now is pull in these side areas. So that means getting these two elastic straps, the tensioners that are underneath, and bringing them up onto the side of the tent to pull all those flaps in. Do that both sides. Look, it is a little bit easier if you actually have a second person on the other side, but irrespective of that, if you've got access like I have to be able to climb up on the side of the car, then it does work a lot easier. So just make sure you haven't got any bits protruding, and then just pull it in a little bit on the side, and then grab hold of your main strap and just pull it gently down. And once you get it down to about there, just pull in those side bits, because that'll help tuck them in. And then just bring it down, just ensuring that all the bits go up inside the tent. So that looks good. And then just pull that down until it engages. And do the same at the other end. I've got these throwover clamps or over center clamps fairly tight, just to pull that front edge down. And then you've got these two little safety straps which thread up through those open loops, pull down and velcros. And once you've got to that stage, that, my friends, is that. The tent's all packed away and ready to go.